Well, I'm in the woods again, checking out some homestead areas, and I found one. This area used to have a house on it. There is the chimney, if you can see that, and I've come across some dump area. It doesn't look very old, 60s, but I dug this up, and it's in great shape. Waterboro, South Carolina. So I'm going to put it in my bag. Hopefully the paint will stay. There's garbage, it seems, all over the place. So let me look and see what else I come up with, and I'll show you as soon as I see it. Here we go. Well, probing around here in the mud, I came up with a Nesbitt's bottle. I don't know how good it is. It's been in mud. But there's glass showing up here, and I'm in a swampy area, which is rare. I got another bottle showing here, so we don't know what this is. A lot of shards because of bringing this bottle up. It's a dreaded cap bottle, but I don't know. So the Nesbitt's is what came up here. There's stuff in here. You can see there's glass, and there's another bottle right there. What kind of bottle that is, I don't know. Most of the stuff is broken right in here, but I don't know. I came up with a Nesbitt, so I don't know what this is. There's been a few things. Here's the bottom of I don't know what that is. But I've been using my probe, and the probe will get waylaid if it hits something like a brick. So I don't know. Put that Nesbitt's over there. See, if you put this down in hitting stuff over here, hitting stuff over here. But I don't know. I mean, there's stuff here, but what kind? I don't know. I'm just hitting a lot of it. Wish I could dig up another bottle for you, but nothing seems to be coming up. There's something down there. There's something over here. I don't know what that would have been. I know it's broken. Brick. More brick. And maybe that's what I've been hitting, is brick. But this is water. You can see here I'm hitting a lot of water. But it seems to be a bottle down here. Huh. Man, what is that? Kind of weird jar. nothing on it, but I don't get it. That's something awful strange. There's a lot of bottles down here. Let me dig some out and I'll show you. Well, came up with a Frosty. Frosty's alright. It's a late Frosty though. It's not a... That's good. There's a Frosty in here. He was sticking out of here by this honking brick. So I popped him out. So he must be in it. There must be stuff in here. Just like I said, I found this Pepsi from the 60s. These quart, no nothing kind of bottles. And I don't know. Right here, there's something. So I'm gonna dig and see what it is. This root. Let me cut this root out now. I'll see what happens. These are the buildings that were here. You could see there's nothing left, and they were concrete blocks. So I'm not really too impressed, because the age shows me that everything here was from the 1950s and 60s. So there we have it. What's left of the old homestead. I'm out of here. Well, I'm in this little town again that I was here before, and I'm looking for bottles. I was a little interrupted when I was first here, but now I'm trying to do my best. But of course you can see all I found was a Tom's. There's a 60s Mountain Dew, and there's some other stuff in here. I'm going to dig around, and if something nice comes up I'll show you. If not, I'm going to keep on going. There's the dreaded Sprite, and a lot of these Pepsis and no deposits. So let me look around here and see what it comes up with. Thank you. Well, I'll just pull these two bottles out. South Ways, I don't know. It don't look too bad. The pyro on it. This Hampton doesn't look good, but I've dug this one before. I'll throw them in the bag and see what happens. They might show up good. You can see I'm in the 50s here, digging out, trying to dig out pyros. I'm gonna keep going. First embossed bottle here is the bracer. So we have found a bracer. That's good. Gives me hope that there's other embossed bottles in here. That was knocked out of the top there. As you can see, I'm digging pretty much in deep trash. An iodine bottle. I don't know about that thing. And then there's these big pine roots here. And you can see they sort of like leave a bed. I'm sorry about what I had to do, but I had to do it. Ketchup, of course. And way down here, it looks like it is going to be a soda, but it is unfortunately broken. And pretty nice kissed. And another broken soda. I think around here if there were no deposit, no returns, they threw them away. But if they were deposit bottles, they were saved. And, unless they broke. And then they broke, and then you didn't need them anymore. Couldn't use them. Stuff goes all the way out to here. All the way out to the very edge. What's this one? Plain soda. No marking. Okay, what's this one? Another Miller time. So I'm just going right along here. I don't know what it is. Sodas seem to be down at the bottom. Another Miller. I don't know what that is. A lot of Clorox. And over here, there's a bottle right there in the mud. What's this one? Oh, you know what this one is. This is I don't know what this is. Buffalo? Oh, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, RV Price's Medical Discovery. Yeah, old Dr. Price. He was still going around in the 50s, so. That's a testament to his longevity. A little ink, but I don't keep those style because they're late and they don't really say anything. Here's another Miller. I'm going to go a little further here and then let you go for now. You don't need to see this labor-intensive crap. Here's a glass. I saved them for who the hell knows why. And the stuff is way over here. Way over here, it looks like. Wherever this cane is. Up to there's a little black cup. I like the domestic dumpster. They're more interesting. They kind of giving me more information about who was here, why they were here, that kind of stuff. This is really pretty snaky, to be honest with you. Snakes like loose dumps. They like areas where they can settle in and find places to hang out. This is not hard digging, really. It's just I'm bent over. Huh, what's this? Whatever it was, 7-Up. And let's see what the date here is. Looks like a 55. Okay. Yeah, that falls right in line with the stuff I'm finding. 55. It's still old, but no milk. So you notice that? You'd think people would have milk bottles here, but the milk's outvote the beers, or the beers outvote the milk, rather. So, I don't know what this is over here. There's a 2-4 Pepsi. That's definitely a 50s Pepsi. over the Clorox bottle. Of course, I shouldn't have asked what they were because I know Clorox don't die. I use a lot of Millers. Well, let me just get out of here. Keep going, see what I can find. If something else neat comes up, I'll show you. But in the meantime, that's what we've got so far. This is a black racer. And you see he's not a happy camper right now. Hey buddy. He's curling and he's looking very swervy. But you gonna come and try to get me? Nah, I'm not gonna mess with you. He just don't like me. But there he is, first snake of the year. They're not dangerous or nothing. D-Pat, Hampton, South Carolina. So that's in the 40s or 50s. We're getting them a little by little. Let's keep going. Here we are again, talking about stuff I found on my last trip out into the hinterland of South Carolina. And I hit several places. It seemed like everywhere I go, it seems to be the same old story. I can't find anything beyond late 1930s, and I don't know really why that is. I think I look for surface dumps, and really there might be maybe outhouses or other places that these older artifacts may be in, but as I surmise, it's that the population of the area really didn't become affluent enough to, or even abundant enough to leave a garbage trail, as they'd say. So really, anything in the early 1900s or up until the 1920s, where I am at anywhere, the population was very small. There wasn't a lot of money. There wasn't a lot of stuff to throw away. There wasn't a lot of consumer products available. So that's why I think I'm looking at the late 30s, 40s, and 50s as the major bulk of things that I come across. But it's all interesting, and it's a fun thing for me to do, and it's in an area where I'm not really familiar with. I'm more familiar with older bottles. There's a greater distribution, and there was a lot more production. A lot more people were producing things in small quantities. So if you find an old medicine bottle from the 1880s or 90s, the chances are it's going to be fairly rare, considering if it's local, of course, because not many people were into it and could afford it to do that. So these are pretty national, and we'll just get into it. Let's start with the soda bottles. Of course, we got your Pat D from Hinesville, Georgia. Hinesville put out a lot of Coke around that time period, so I find them quite often. Another interesting bottle here is Nesbitt's from California, and there's a date of 1938, and that makes sense because Nesbitt started way back as a fruit juice company in California by a guy called Norm Nesbitt, and Hugh Nesbitt, and he started in 1924 producing fruit juice, but he started bottling soda in around 1927, and so from that on, and this, believe it or not, was a very popular orange soda bottle, and it was right up there with Mission and Orange Crush, and a few others. But what happened was, in the end, it was bought up, incorporated into the Moxie Corporation. Moxie bought it, and then Monarch bought Moxie, and Nesbitt's is still around. Is a nostalgic soda company. Produces, Frosty and Nesbitt's and a few others that were noted for in the 50s, for sure. Nesbitt's and Byerly's are the only two sodas that I know are prominent nationally from California. There may be others, but they're the ones that are well noted. And this is one of the only examples I can find that is in any condition. What is it with you, Miranda? Why don't you just... This dog is like is a needful dog. Okay, just stay down there and leave me alone for now. She's down there. Okay, this dog is... And anyway, this example is probably the best example I've ever found. There's a ghost that was better lettering, and you could see the ghost lettering in the back. Gives you the information. And it's embossed around the neck. And I find these bottles without the label, and I usually just toss them because it doesn't make that much of an interesting bottle, really. It's been well used, this one. And I found it in the mud, in a swamp. So without any... I think air is, and sun is the culprit here when it comes to ACLs. The other ACL I found in the same area was this one. Now this is a 50s. Definitely 1950, and it says here, what can I see? There's a dot. Huh. I can barely... I see a 2, 52. Maybe that's it. And that's definitely a 50s. The 2 dot and blue on white and red, that is definitely the 50s bottle here. And it is from Walterboro, South Carolina, Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company. Pepsi-Cola Company, Long Island City, New York is, I guess, the home office at that time. But Walterboro is its distributor. That's a pretty good ACL for being dug. Let's put it in perspective here. These bottles are dug, so they're not going to be pristine. And I'm just picking them up because if somebody likes them, I'll, be given to them or sell them for a real cheap price. The next one, of course, is this one, which is a very rare bottle. And I know it because I've dug a bunch of bottles and I've never found one of these. Sunny South beverages, and it says land of cotton is what it says on either side here. And there's a cotton ball there. And beverages. And this company, Sunny South, I couldn't find too much about it because Sunny D kept coming up. When you're very if you're not specific with a name, a label, whatever, and you have a bigger company or something that has more familiarity that's on the internet, you're not going to find it. And all I know is that this was also picked up by another bottling company. I'm not quite sure which one, but it is a rare bottle. You don't really find this Sunny South very much, and it's in poor condition, but what are you going to do? Oh, we all Mr. Frosty. He was in the same area also. And you'll love it. This is a very new, probably 60s, and it's in poor condition. I have a lot of these that are in great condition that I find from time to time. We know the bracer. We know that's from the 30s, and that came out of that area. Now, one thing that was surprising, we're going to switch over here to the medicine bottles here and whatever, cosmetics. Old R.V. Pierce, MD, Dr. Pierce. This bottle I have more of, I have Dr. Pierce bottles from the 1890s. So this bottle goes way back, and it was popular in the late 40s and early 50s, even then. And this is a very late version of Dr. Pierce, but they were still going, Buffalo, New York, in the mid or early 50s at least. And it's a cool bottle. I just picked it up because of the interest in the fact that it was around for so long. Now, this one is called Checo Petroleum, and this is a hair product, and the only thing I could see about it was that it was the only thing I know about it was that it was there was a lawsuit in the 1930s, and that's all, and by another company that was disputing its peach, the word peach in one of their products. And you know, as far as I know, this company was absorbed in another chemical company, and I don't know if it's still around, but this one here is USP. I don't see, it's used for dressing, scalp. This is just a petroleum jelly. So there you have that, and it was definitely 1950s. Another 1950s is this Posner, and I found other Posners, and this is a pressing oil glosseling. And what I found out about this is it's a hair straightener, and it gives you all the ways to use this in the back here, and it's in 2 languages, Spanish, French. I don't know, I can't really read it. I think it's in Spanish. And it was really a Posner's hair straightener. So another 1950s contribution to the hair industry. Primarily, I think it was used by everybody really who had wanted to get their hair straightened. But from what I've gathered, and I've been in a lot of black communities, this is probably was used, and I think this was once part of a household that was African American neighborhood. So I wouldn't doubt it if this was probably thrown out by that family or persons. So this is popular in that area, and I found it not too far from the other place I found the Posners. This blue bottle, of course, everybody loves blue, and it was square, and it was, so I picked it up, and who knows what. This little plastic doodad is the life of Georgia, and it says insures the South, so since 1901. So this is an insurance doodad. I don't know what they use this for. A bookmark? I couldn't be a bookmark, because maybe this was stuck in a who knows what. But it was for an insurance company, Life of the South. So whether that's still around or not, I don't know. I could not find any information of it. Again, it's very vague when you say Life of Georgia. Here's the Life of Georgia. man, you get all kinds of life of Georgia, living in Georgia, blah, blah, blah. But if it's an obscure little insurance company like this might have been, it's not going to come up. You're not going to find much information on it. And they don't tell you anything else about it. Insures the South. Well, you got all the southern states represented in this little logo here. So really, who really knows? And I find, the ball, always, if you're digging and you find these in good shape, pick them up, because they're going to fit other jars of the time period. The last thing is this. Now, most people will look and say, oh, it must be an egg cup, but I know what this is, and if you were around back in the day, you'll know what this is. During the soda fountain days, when you went to a soda fountain, sometimes you get a big soda fountain glass, and if you're ordering something like, I don't know, a malt, an egg cream, whatever. But if you were just ordering like water or soda, you would get a paper cone, and it would fit into this, and then they would fill it. And this is what that is. In a soda fountain, you would get this, and you'd get a paper cone, they'd stick and put your beverage in it. And I haven't seen these in a month of Sundays, as they say. And this is pretty cool, because I remember these as a kid back in the 50s. Soda fountain, a soda fountain paraphernalia. So there you have it, all the stuff I found the other day, yesterday, and I don't know, the weather's getting warm. I don't dig in warmth. You'll see that there's I found a lot of bagworms falling all over. They're coming out of the trees. Snakes, black racers were running around. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to hurt them if I'm digging in an area where they're trying to nest or whatever. So the summer really isn't conducive for digging in the woods. So this may be the last for the season. I'm not sure. I may go out one more time if the weather prevails. But in the meantime, have a great day, everybody. Have a good, fun summer, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.